Hey everyone, Joe here. If this is your first time watching The Psychologist is In and you did not watch Intro to Psychologist is In, just want to go over a couple little things as to what I'm doing. I'm not reviewing or getting in depth into the film. I'm only going to be discussing the psychological parts. I also know I am discussing a movie and fictional characters, so I'm not doing an actual diagnosis on somebody. This is just entertainment. If the movie has hauntings, demons, possessions, the devil, anything like that, I'm going to consider that horror. Again, that's just my opinion. If the movie lacks all that and you're just seeing the horrors of a psychological disorder, that movie is then going to be psychological. So that's it. I'm just going to be deciding between psychological or horror. It's a discussion. I'm open to hear your opinion on it. I mean, we're here to talk horror. All right, so we'll get right into the episode, but first, I got to get change for this case.
What can I do, Foster?
Mix. Mix fit mix.
Be silent.
Welcome back to The Psychologist is In. So, in this episode, the case that I'm going to be discussing was given to me by a friend, coworker, and fellow host, Lexi. And the movie I'm going to be discussing is the Hulu 2020 original Run. The movie is directed by Aneesh Chaganty, who also wrote and directed Searching. Check that movie out. I actually liked it. It's really good. And the movie stars Sarah Paulson in a really good role. She plays Diane Sherman, the mother, and Kira Allen in, I think this is her first role, Chloe Sherman, the daughter. She does an amazing job. So what do our characters deal with? Munchausen Syndrome via Proxy, post-traumatic stress disorder, and postpartum depression. What is Munchausen Syndrome via Proxy? Well, that's when a parent purposely makes their child ill. And this movie shows the depths a mother goes in order to make her daughter ill and make the mother the only one that's able to take care of her. Don't think that this is only parent and child. There have been cases where siblings, friends, even spouses have made their loved one ill via Munchausen. In doing some research, it was 76% of mothers that were doing this to their children compared to the 6.7% of fathers. When this was happening, the children were presenting various illnesses all in combinations. And in some cases, the most common are asthma, anorexia, and diarrhea. The most common thing that the parent complained of, and this was a little shocking to me, but 26.9% were saying their child had sleep apnea. I'm a sleep technician, so hearing that some parents are basically saying their children have sleep apnea in order to create illness in their child, that was kind of crazy for me. The most common method that the parent, mothers, will go to make their children ill is with medications, generally not prescribed to the child. In some other cases, antifreeze and rat poison have been used in order to create medical problems in their children, then seek a doctor. The perpetrators will then search out doctors, and they will continue to find doctors that will eventually agree with everything that they're saying. When the doctor eventually starts questioning them, they start searching for another doctor. And the parent continues to do this, and this is how they continually get different medications and are able to get different diagnoses in order to keep their children ill. Well, I provided you the relevant information that you needed for this movie. So let's go ahead and discuss our case, Run. Diane has been taking care of Chloe her whole life, and we see a variety of medications that Chloe is taking. Chloe has asthma, diabetes, eczema, and she is also paralyzed. Diane does the physical therapy, the breathing therapy. She controls her medications. She regulates her sugars for the diabetes. All this time, Chloe has never questioned her mother's care. She's basically knows her mother loves her and is doing everything to make sure to take care of her. But eventually, Chloe comes across a medication called trigoxin, and this is the one that makes her question the medications that she's basically taking. You'll have to watch the movie to find out how she found out. But anyways, this medication is prescribed for atrial fibrillation, flutter, and heart failure. Chloe also ends up finding out that the pill that she should be taking is red, while this one is green. Chloe finds out that she was actually taking lidocaine. Now, what is that? It's a medication given to dogs. It's a muscle relaxant for leg pain, and it also prescribes them for itching, sunburns, or cuts. And she also found out that if humans take it, it can make your legs go numb. So, as Diane's plan starts to unravel because Chloe's figured out about the pill, she then starts looking for household neurotoxins since she knows she can no longer give this to Chloe in a pill form. I'm not going to discuss the movie any further. Honestly, you should watch it. I've watched it a couple times. It's really enjoyable. It does show you the depths that a mother goes in order to basically paralyze her child so that she can be the only one to take care of her and her child cannot go out into the world. And that is what Munchausen Syndrome via Proxy is. It's not just that too, though. A lot of it is for the parent herself to get attention, for people to feel sorry for her and sympathy for everything that she's had to do, which is what our character enjoyed as well. What's the diagnosis in this case? Well, it's psychological. The horror in this movie is what Diane did to Chloe. I mean, she basically made her child paralyzed, created all these medical problems in her in order to keep her always close to her. So that's what the horror in this movie is. This is a psychological. I'm also going to suggest that you subscribe, hit that follow so you can get our updates. And until then, see you next week for the next case. The Psychologist is out.